Yeah, that's a lot of wires. A lot of parts. I think we can make it work. Hey, what's happening, guys? We are down to the wire, finishing up my Les Paul guitar kit. I got the body done. I think the body came out beautiful, which you'll get a chance to see here. Neck was kind of scary. I still don't really have it dialed in. I am definitely not a luthier. Yeah, just a hacker here. But I think it'll be playable. We'll find out. So what we've got here is the electronics that go into the guitar. Now, the Les Paul uses humbucking pickups. Now, if you remember our last video, and I'll put a link to it down below on guitar pickups, we talked about single coil pickups. And they're simply made up of like a top cap, a bottom cap, 6 pole pieces, and a bunch of wire wound onto them. And they will pick up the hum of your AC mains electric. 60 cycle here in the US, or 50 cycle, if you're in the UK or Europe. Now, you'll notice this looks quite different than this. This is a humbucking pickup, and basically, it is 2 of these kind of wired together. So if you imagine this is the pickup put together, top plate, bottom plate, the pole pieces are in the middle. And these are our output wires that are going off to the selector switch. I've just labeled them plus and minus for convenience. You could have just as easily called them A and B. It doesn't matter. So a humbucker is 2 single coil pickups that are phase reversed, and that will cancel the hum out. It also gives them a louder rock and roll sound, and of course they're stuck together. But that's the only difference. So what do we have here? We have 2 pickups, one for the neck, I had to mark it with an N, and one for the bridge. Why is it important? Well, they're different. Let's take a look at that. And just in case you're sitting home groaning, no, we are not going to turn into a guitar channel. I simply thought you guys might be interested in the electronics that go into an electric guitar. So we covered single coil. Now we're looking at humbuckers, how it all wires together. That's pretty much going to be it. There's really nothing much else to talk about. So let's get out the fluke, which is set for resistance. Get this guy to come in here. No. Yes, it's my soldering iron beeping. Sorry about that. Okay. Well, we'll just lay her down. I'll pick it up. So let's start with the neck pickup, which is labeled N. And they have vastly different resistances because they are wired differently. They have different numbers of turns of wires. So for the neck pickup, we are looking at 12.16 kilo ohms. Okay. And then for the bridge pickup, wow, they are not different really at all. They're supposed to be. This is what happens when you buy a cheap Chinese kit. So a 12 point, what's the other one? 12.6. This is 12.2. Yeah, that's hardly any difference at all. When we take a look at the finished guitar at the end, we'll take a reading of a real Les Paul style guitar, my Chapman. And wow. Yeah. I knew they were going to be cheap parts. I didn't know they were going to be that cheap. But anyway, they're supposed to be completely different. And when you install them, you can see the adjustment screws here. In the neck pickup, the adjustment screws go towards the neck, and in the bridge pickup, the adjustment screws go towards the bridge. Now they have different color wires, red and gray. But the instruction manual they sent me with this is like microscopic. It's like an index card size book, and my little old eyes couldn't read it. So I had to scan it into the computer, and of course, it was also in black and white, so that's no damn good. So what I did is I studied this picture and studied it and studied it. And then I thought to myself, okay, neck pickup has the wire coming out of the bottom with the screws at the top. So there's the wires coming out of the bottom with the screws at the top. Bridge pickup, screws at the bottom, wire at the bottom, screws at the bottom. Hey, I figured it out. So then we have our wiring. The two wires from the guitar first go to a volume pot, which is a B pot, the B500. You can tell your volume pot from your tone pot because your tone pot will have a capacitor soldered onto it. So here we go. There's our volume pot, which is a B500. And as I'm looking at it, it looks like I'm supposed to solder one of the wires to where it goes to the tone pot and the other one to the case. Well, that kind of makes sense. So this is the wire that goes to the tone pot, and then we solder to the case. So that's how that goes. And then for the other one, yeah, it looks exactly the same. Then we come to this, the three-way switch. Now my lovely Chinese clone has a broken plastic cap that goes on to the three-way switch, so that's nice. Zink. So let's take a look here at the switch. There are our three contacts, you can see there. And I'm assuming it's like a ground, maybe. I don't know. And then we have three positions. 1, 2, 3. Like that. So, our wiring to the 3-position switch. This is what goes to the 3-position switch. Here we have all our grounds wired together. So that guy is going to go over here. And then the other 3 go here. We have red and black. Okay, so this one has, let me zoom out. This set here has this little red pigtail on it, which I'm not 100% certain of. Do we have a little red pigtail coming off one of these guys? And where's it coming from? It's coming from the ground. Oh, okay, that is to hook the two together. So all right, so that's fine. But anyway, at least that tells me, I think, that this one here is the bridge. So we're going to mark this. We're just going to call it. The bridge will be black, and the neck will be red. So when we go to wire up our switch, the neck is red, that's black, and the gray is both. So the wire from the gray will go to the middle. Alright, so we'll go like this. I'm going to have to mark this down here. I'm going to draw the switch. I've never done this before, so bear with me. That's our ground. And we have 3 positions. We said our neck is red, so that's generally marked as the rhythm position, which you'll see this all later. So that will be this one here. So that gets the red, and then that's the gray, and that's the black. Okay, I think that's sorted. Now we have the other end of this here, which is the output. And the output goes to the output jack, which, to make a classic Les Paul, this should be a cream colored plastic. There we have the inner, we have the outer, but which one is which? Alright, let's find out which one is the shield. So we'll bring in the meter, which should be on continuity. Hello, continuity. Do we have continuity? There we go. Alright, so we'll clip here. Are you the shield? Yes. So that's the shield. That's the tip. And because I'm mostly an idiot, I'm just going to mark the tip red. We should be good. Okay. Any Chinese instructions we need to read? Installing pickups onto the body. The pickup should be put it on the right place, then fix them. First, welding the output wires of up and down pickups to tone button separately, then welding the output wires of 3-way switch to volume button. At last, welding the output wires of socket to 3-way switch. Alright, I think we're good. You guys don't need to see a bunch of crappy soldering, I'm sure. And this is, like I said, this isn't a guitar channel. This is simply about the electronics, which I think we have sorted out. So, I'm going to install this in the guitar, and I'll be back. Okay, there she is. I've got everything installed. Why do the wires look different, you ask? Because the crap quality Chinese wires they sent with this kit were basically unusable. I couldn't get solder to stick to them. So I had to rewire the whole thing. But that's called the control cavity. That's the switch cavity. And you want to see the front of it? Well, we can do that. Here she is. My first ever kit built guitar. I'm pretty proud of the finish. There you can see the bent metal output jack. Then we have our neck humbucker. And look at how quickly those 2 screws oxidized. That is within 2 days of putting this all on here. That's just weird. Quality components. Alright, let's give it a test. Alright, so we got it. It is mostly in tune. But there's not much going on with the these tone pots. Here is this one, which is, I'm only on the bridge pick or the neck pickup, and I've got it all the way down here. And then as soon as I turn it, see, there's not much difference. That's the top end. That's about halfway. That's barely cracked. And that's all the way down. So the pots are not superior. Right, let's switch to the bridge pickup. And the bridge pickup is totally the opposite. Okay, here's the bridge pickup all the way open at 10. And then as soon as I turn it just a little bit, it's almost completely closed. But you know what? That's fine. That's something I can deal with. Not a great big deal. All right, let's hear the dirty tones. All right, we got the Blues Crusher fired up for some dirties. Not too bad. Yeah, I mean, I'm no expert guitar player, but she sounds good. If you remember at the beginning, we looked at the resistance of these pickups, and I thought they were quite low. There's the neck pickup. There's the bridge pickup. Now, see, we got a difference now. Maybe it was just those wires that made a difference. So we got 11.2, 16, and if we put them both in, we get 6.4. Now, let's compare and contrast this with a different guitar. Guitar is my Chapman Monkey Lord 2. As you can see, it has two humbuckers. So we are in the neck position. And you can see that's more like it, about 9 kilo ohms. And then if we go to the bridge position, 13.55 in the middle of 5. Now here's something interesting. These pickups can be split into single coils by pulling up on that switch there. So now we're just seeing one single coil from the bridge pickup at 6.87 and a single coil from the neck pickup 4.5, and in both of them we should be what, about 2.7. And you can see, put it down, we're back to where we were, 8.3 and 13.5. So that was my first attempt at building a guitar. It works, which is surprising enough for me. Was it fun? Yes, somewhat. The finishing was nerve-wracking. I kept thinking I was going to screw everything up, and the electronics were atrocious. So yeah, you could replace all the electronics in this guitar with something else and be good to go. But you know what? You're already at $100 plus shipping, so like say $120, all that, to get this guitar. If you put $200 worth of good parts in it, you might as well just buy yourself an Epiphone Les Paul for $300. You'd be way better off. But I did it for the experience to see if I could build my own guitar. The answer is I can. So if you guys enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up. Feel free to comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe. Big thanks to all the patrons. That's it. I'm out. Peace.
Thank you for all your support, everyone. 2020, I'm hoping, is going to be
great year for us. Everyone who's supported through Patreon and through PayPal donations is fantastic. Everybody who's bought something from the Amazon store, that's what keeps this channel going. I couldn't do it without you guys. You are a part of the team. Hey, feel free to email me, arduino0169 at gmail.com. I try and get back to just about everybody.